Alright, folks, I just got a tweet from something I sent to Ian Cummings, who's the creative director of Madden 11, now Madden 12, and basically his response to, first of all, what I said was that folks are mad over your podcast that you put out back in Christmas. They're now just hearing the podcast and are pretty upset right now. They're so upset that they are willing to come together as one. And we're talking about the big heads over at YouTube. The main guys that are constantly breaking down Madden and are highly critical of this game. They're not nitpicky. They're not nitpicking. They are just being highly critical because they are football sim fans and are disappointed in the direction that Madden has gone. So they choose to, if they feel that something is wrong, they point it out and they voice their opinions. What's wrong with that? But anyway, he doesn't remember saying that he described this YouTube sect as nitpickers. Like, the way I feel that he had described that bunch, I kind of get that he was trying to joke about it, but that joke obviously didn't go over well. So I think an apology needs to come from that. But for the guy on the opposite side, PastaPodre, to say, I don't know, people are just getting attention, people just want attention. Really? My thing for PastaPodre is that I don't know how many people look at your site, but clearly appearing on a Madden podcast will get you enough attention where people will go to your site just because you appeared on the podcast. That right there is getting attention, just to get attention for you, no one else. You're not speaking for anybody. Obviously, you're doing this for your own reasons. So that is selfish and wrong to say that folks like Apex, Versus, Brozels, Moody, and Hard 8 are doing this for attention. They're not doing this for the views. Obviously, you see Apex. He hasn't really done that many Madden videos since last year, and just because of this podcast has put out one video. Some people are just now refocused back on Madden because we're back on that cycle again. Folks are highly concerned because there may not be a football season to watch on TV next year. So if there's no football to watch next year, then there's got to be a replacement, some sort of replacement to get that fixed. And if Madden's the only thing out there and it continues to produce an arcade-style game, folks are not going to be happy and your sales are going to continue to plummet. That's how that chain works. So it's not even the fact that you have to go out and apologize for your statements, because we're all grown men. Well, most of us. But we're all grown men. You're going to say what you're going to say. You're going to move on. You got the memory of a football player, which is good for a football player, not somebody trying to sell games or sell the idea of a game. But I do know that the only way you can redeem yourself right now is if Madden 12 winds up blowing everyone away. If you put in real-time physics, and of course, now you could have been working on this since last year, but according to your tweets, you've been going on vacation, you've been doing this, you've been doing that, nothing about Madden 12 up until, a month ago? January? So, and I also heard in that podcast that the excuse has always been not enough time, not enough resources. Well, if your game's one of the top selling sports games in the game industry, how do you not have enough resources? even better yet, how can you not have enough time? Don't you want to always? I would figure a good idea for a cycle is to start when you're about wrapping up Madden 11. That's when you start production. That's when you start coming up with ideas on Madden 12. That's when you start testing technologies to go into the next Madden game. You're trying to get away from ProTac. You're trying to get away. You need to get away. Not trying. You need to get away from ProTac. You need to get away from. I don't know that other. What they call it? They call it locomotion. That's what it's called. Locomotion, like train locomotion. But anyway, you need to get away from all that. Real-time physics is where it's at. Hockey has showed us the way. NHL has showed us that real-time physics, it's here now. So, but as you were wrapping up Madden 11, should have been a time to, because don't forget, you guys are on the clock 24/7. This is almost like you guys are in the military. This is not no 9 to 5. This is supposed to be something. You guys went to school for this. What you guys just bullshit through school, so now you can bullshit through a game? That's what it seems like, because for the ever since you took over, and that was 10 years ago, you guys have been bullshitting on the game. I'm like, your best Madden game was 04 or 05 when it was competing with ESPN, and then EA, and this is Peter Moore and the NFL. So you're not totally at fault for this. Actually, you're not at fault for the exclusive deal. You're just at fault because you haven't done anything to boost Madden. If anything, for that game to be the only game out there that has the NFL license to lose customers, that's pathetic. And that's just being critical. That's not being nitpicky, because I'm not talking about the inanimate sideline animations. I'm not talking about the fact that the people in the stands aren't in 3D like they are in Major League The Show or MLB The Show. That, there's no coaches roaming the sideline except in cutscenes. Unlike in all-pro football, that's nitpicking. But what folks are wanting out of Madden has what we've always wanted out of Madden, and that is a game that is as close to Sunday's version that is possible. With real-time physics, you guys are right there, but you guys don't have real-time physics, so you guys are not as close as you can be. NHL is as close to NHL as it can be. NBA 2K11 is as close to NBA 2K11 as it can be. The Show, probably the closest of any game to the real-life game itself. Shoot, you want to talk about nitpicky? The developers are nitpicky on the Show. They even have an animation to where the umpire gets hit nuts off a foul ball. That is nitpicky. But they've gotten to the point where they honed their craft on a game. They knew they were going to be a sim. They stuck with that line, and they found the perfect gameplay, or near perfect, and they just built around it. That's what you guys need to do. And you guys need to decide, we are going to be a football sim and build around that from then on out. That's what y'all did before you joined on. So, like I said, the only way to redeem yourself is to make Madden 12 the best game out there. All of us are hoping that's the direction you're going. If you're not going in that direction, don't bullshit us. That's basically what all these guys are saying. Don't bullshit us with true to the game when you're not going to be true to your customers. Point blank. That's it. That's all that needs to be said. Just make a good game.